Donald Trump's trip to Houston is getting even more deranged. He's been on a tear this morning, making deranged posts like this. No more Mr. Nice Guy with the weird AI photo of himself with a semi-automatic weapon. He's posting weird photos of the statues in Washington, D.C. He's using our taxpayer dollars to gild gold. But let's talk about what's actually happening, where Donald Trump's approval is continuing to plummet. Here's what was on CNN moments ago. Let's play this clip.
How low does he go? Well, this is a president who is stuck on empty. And it is just, just look at this. It's just consistently low. It's stuck on empty, stuck on neutral, whatever type of gasoline analogy you want to use. Trump's net approval rating stays at term too low. On May 28th, you go back a few months ago, minus 20 points, minus 19 points 2 months ago, minus 20 points a month ago, and now minus 21 points. The president's approval rating, simply put, is low. Net approval rating is low. It is staying low, and there is no sign that he's getting out of the basement. He is stuck below the ground.
And Donald Trump's attack on Canada and trade war against the world. Which state is being impacted perhaps the most? Well, even state regime media, which calls itself Fox, admits Michigan, which is a state where now the Democrats seem poised to once again keep control of the United States Senate seat there. Here's what they're saying on state regime media. Let's play it.
All right, Lauren, which state is carrying the biggest burden?
Michigan. Residents there paid $5,619 per household since January of 2025 through this June. Tariffs greatly affect Michigan's car industry.
But Donald Trump is sending out his MAGA bootlickers this morning to try and play cleanup for him. And I think they're making it worse. But this is what it means to be in the MAGA cult. You've got MAGA Republican Congressmember Rich McCormick saying the following this morning. Let's play it.
The Canadians that look, enough is enough. They've taken advantage of us for too long. That free trade was not fair trade, according to the administration. Your thoughts?
Well, I think they're separate issues in some ways, but also related. President Trump is very good at leverage. He wants to do things to irritate people who he's negotiating with so he can get a better deal. You saw he changed the Gulf of America name already. So we've had this precedent. But ultimately, we do need to have fair trade.
Or MAGA Republican Congressmember from New York's 17th Congressional District, who many believe will lose his seat in the upcoming midterms. Here's what he had to say attacking Canada. Play this clip.
Well, I think for years, obviously, Canada has enjoyed very favorable trade relations with the United States. They've also enjoyed strong economic and security protections by the United States and benefited greatly from proximity to the U.S. I don't think there's any question that whether it's Canada or Mexico or China or other countries around the globe, Americans want fair trade practices. And I think in measure, that is what the president has been trying to do, force these countries into trade renegotiations. I don't think people care about the name of the lake. I do think they care about obviously fair trade and certainly energy.
And former Trump voters and cattle ranchers, many of who supported Donald Trump and farmers, they are fed up with this. Show you one cattle rancher that appeared on CBS this morning. Here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
His order allows imported lean beef trimmings at 25% below current market prices for the next 90 days.
Dumping foreign beef that is not raised and handled the same way that we do ours onto our marketplace does not do anything for the American rancher.
Justin Tupper is president of the United States Cattlemen's Association.
We don't see how bringing more of this foreign, cheaper beef into our country is actually going to get down to the consumer's price point.
And so as Donald Trump knows that he is collapsing in the polls and that his presidency has been an utter disaster, what is he doing? He's posting threats like this. This is a real post that he made this morning. Trump's chilling 5-word response. when asked if he'll declare a national emergency to control midterm elections. This is a real post by him. And it says, Trump has refused to rule out declaring a national emergency to seize greater control over the midterm elections, where Democrats are expected to make massive gains. That's what you're posting this morning. So while Donald Trump still has the United States in a catastrophic and unlawful war in Iran, while Donald Trump is attacking Canada and NATO every day, he's posting things like that. Oh, moments ago, Donald Trump had one of his chief propagandists, Barack Ravid over at Axios, who I sometimes refer to as Donald Trump's stenographer. This is what they posted moments ago as gas prices continue to surge, as the price of diesel continues to surge. This is a real article from Barack Ravid at Axios this morning. That sucker is open. U.S. gains the upper hand in the battle for Hormuz. Just like a complete and total lie. Donald Trump has told Axios, that sucker is open. The Iranian response is very mild. They don't want us to go back at them. That's the whole ball game. The rest doesn't matter. The rest does matter. The matter does matter. We don't control the Strait of Hormuz. Iran continues to strike tankers on a fairly regular basis in the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, there is other reporting that demonstrates just how much we don't control the Strait of Hormuz. For example, from Reuters this morning, the Iran war and near closure of the Strait of Hormuz are pushing Gulf states to spend heavily on ports, pipelines, and railways to reduce dependence on the choke point. Or how about this? Arsenio Dominguez, head of UN's International Maritime Organization, says around 6,000 seafarers aboard roughly 400 ships remain stranded in the Persian Gulf, unable to safely exit through the Strait of Hormuz. Or how about the fact that we can actually see the satellite footage of the ships that are leaving and entering. And if you control the Strait of Hormuz and you've done the demining like you claim you did, then why wouldn't you just put the U.S. aircraft carriers in there? Why don't we see the U.S. destroyers in there? Why don't we see that? Because we don't control the Strait of Hormuz. Why do gas prices and diesel prices continue to rise and the price of lots of other goods continue to rise? Because the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Now, Donald Trump's temper tantrum continues. We also have learned that Donald Trump will not be showing up to Manhattan for the 9/11 25th anniversary because he demanded that he have a speaking gig at the event. He wanted to give a Trump-style MAGA rally there. They said, we don't really have guest speakers. That's not what this is about. It's a solemn memorial. So Donald Trump said, I'm not coming. I've got busier. I've got other things that I'm focused on. Like what, Donald? Well, now we learn as well, Trump family's new crypto bank is backed by the Abu Dhabi Sheikh. So if you're saying, but didn't we learn about that already? Is this new? It actually is new. We knew that World Liberty Financial got hundreds of millions of dollars placed into it a few years back or a year and a half ago at this point by UAE. But they also have a 49% stake that we're learning in the World Liberty Financial Bank. U.S. regulators allowed for exemptions to allow World Liberty Financial to become an actual bank and have all of the authorities of a bank. And guess who's one of the people propping it up? The UAE. I mean, you can't get any more corrupt than this, can you? I mean, actually, you can when you're Donald Trump, but this is the behavior. What else are they doing to the country today that I think is not getting nearly enough attention? Did you know that the FDA has upgraded a recall of guacamole to the highest risk level, indicating a reasonable chance of serious adverse health consequences or death from salmonella contamination? I wonder how that happened when Doge destroyed all of the agencies responsible for monitoring this stuff to begin with. What about the cyclospora outbreak? Well, it spread to 3 more states, with the total number of people infected with the parasite growing to 11,458. We've got measles outbreaks as well, everybody. And Donald Trump was then publishing, I'll show you the B-roll of it right here, ISIS-style torture videos of Haitians who were lawfully here. Haitians who started businesses, who contributed to the economy, but Trump and his sick regime made a video after rounding them up. He puts them in chains. Does he and Stephen Miller get off on this? Does this give them some sort of sick sexual gratification? And they show these Haitians who are chained being tortured by the U.S. government, being deported to a country where they will almost certainly die when they get back. They're being sent to their death. These were people who contributed to our economy. So at the same time, we learned this morning that the white South Africans who have been given the most white glove treatment show up. White South Africans, they're all allowed to show up. Not only that, but the taxpayers give at least $4,500 in aid if the South Africans come to the United States. We are funding because the Trumps claims that there's a genocide going on against white South Africans. In South Africa, that's not happening. You're making that up. And so the policy is bring in white South Africans and then round up, deport, and kill people who are black and brown. Let's just be clear about what the freaking policy is there. All the while, Donald Trump, again, posting things like this. 5 who built America: Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson, Reagan, Trump. 5 who broke it: Buchanan, Wilson, Carter, Obama, and Biden. On his deranged meme he posted yesterday, he had Woodrow Wilson under the great category, but today it's under the broke it category. I mean, even his behavior is utterly, even when he's trying to do stuff like that, it's so sloppy. Everything he does is a mess. It's incompetent. It's loser behavior. And this is what he's spending his time doing while in Houston. It is so disgusting. Houston, we have a problem. The U.S. has never looked weaker and more pathetic, but we'll keep you updated every step of the way, as always, here on the MeidasTouch Network. Thanks for watching. We're grateful for you. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million.
Before you go, our book, WTF America, is available for pre-order now. It's the story of how we got here and how we fight our way back. To pre-order, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.